Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. For those of you who are new, my name's Boomy and thank you for watching. Now we have a treat for all the foodies out there, including myself. I'm a massive foodie. I eat, sleep and breathe food. In fact, it's the first thing I think of in the morning and the last thing I think of before I go to sleep. I am a glutton. Anyway, so today we're going to be catching back up with Chubb's Barbecue with Bradley Robinson. And I think, so today we're going to be looking at the Cubano Smashburger. Okay, the Cubano. I've tried to recreate this after watching the film Chef, or is it The Chef? Chef? It's basically all about Cubanos. That was my takeaway from the film anyway. So trying to recreate this gorgeous, I don't think what I recreated was necessarily totally authentic because I've had to make it here in the UK, but it's still delicious. Pork, cheese, sauces, pickles, or gherkins. It was all I had over here at the time. Toasted bread, and authentic or not, it was delicious. Here's a question for our American viewers. How authentic is that Cubano that they make in that film? Is it that's as authentic as you can get? Let me know in the comments, please. But yeah, either way. So I think I know a Cubano, a Cuban sandwich. And of course, I know a smash burger. Delicious. So you combine these two, only good things are going to happen. Oh gosh, it's making me salivate already. Okay, so this video has been requested by one of my lovely patrons. This is from Jeff. Thank you so much, my lovely. Jeff says, hello, Boomy. Here is a very, very good video of cheese, pork, buns, and sauces. Oh, so good. Well, Jeff, you've set the bar really high. I've got really high expectations of what to expect from this. Oh, so good. And guys, if you are enjoying these reactions, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, my lovelies. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. That link is over here. And if you'd like to help support my channel any further, I have a Patreon account. And if you want to check that out at all, that link is in the description, just below there.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chubb's Barbecue. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these. Beautiful, delicious, cheesy, porky, juicy, amazing Cubano Smashburgers. That's...
Oh, no, I was just about to say, I'm sure, is it Cubano, isn't it pressed in like a sandwich press, panini press, whatever you want to call them, just under a grill. But the one next to it, maybe that's before and after, it's pressed down. Does it have to be?
Right, folks, we're making some Cuban bread burger buns and filling it with a pork smash burger, Swiss cheese, mustard, pickles, and some ham for the ultimate Cubano smash burger. Look how flat it is. And it smells so good. Coming up.
Coming up.
This is some meat.
It's just not a Chud's video without the sound effects. Meat. Ooh. Oops. Boop.
Pat it dry.
And
what I've got here is some chunks of some pork butt as well as some pork belly, which should work out absolutely perfectly for what we're doing today. And that's because today we're going to be making a Cubano smash burger, where we're going to take everything I love about the Cuban sandwich and make a cheeseburger out of it. And a traditional Cubano is Cuban bread, yellow mustard, mojo marinated pork.
Oh, I've got questions before we run away with all the ingredients. Mojo pork. What type of pork is that? What cut of pork is that? Is it marinated in orange? Was it orange pork? Help a British girl out, guys. Just let me know. I know I ask so many questions during these videos. What is Cuban bread? Whenever I've made these, it's, well, the closest thing I think we have over here is probably a baguette. And I love a baguette, you know, they're delicious. Not great for braces, but they're delicious. So that's what I've been using. I know you got the mustard on as well. The ham. What kind of ham? Is it specific what ham you use? I've only had gherkins over here as well, so I've had to use gherkins, but it's meant to be pickles, is that right?
Some ham,
have some
Swiss
now.
cheese, pickles, a little
love
more
pickles.
mustard, and then it's all pressed kind of panini style. And we're gonna keep pretty much everything the same for the burger, except for the mojo marinated pork, we're gonna swap out with a pork burger patty, because that sounds really tasty to me, and this should be a really tasty burger. And if you haven't seen my Cubano episode, I highly recommend checking it out. I'll throw a link in the corner right now. I've actually made it twice, one with regular mojo marinated pork, and another one with crispy skin pork. That one was fantastic, but it's really a fantastic sandwich. Savory in all the right directions, and sometimes it just hits the spot. But just like any other time we're making burgers or sausage or something, I like to grind my own meat, so I'm gonna get this all cubed up so it fits down our meat grinder a little bit easier and chills down in the freezer a little bit quicker.
Do you know, ever since watching these Chud's barbecue videos, it's awoke this desire in me to make my own sausages. I've never wanted to do it up until I've watched these videos, but it makes it look so easy. And I bet they do taste so much better homemade. So I do want to give it a go. It's intimidating having to buy all of the things for it, and I wouldn't know where to start.
And just like that, all cubed up. So now I'm gonna park this in the freezer for the next 30-40 minutes to get nice and cold.
Also, I don't think it saves you money over here. Like the meat would be the same price.
And now that the meat is nice and cold, through the old meat grinder we go. I've got the small die on there, and we're just gonna send it through one time. Beautiful, nice clean grind on that, looking very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a quick little mix to make sure all the fat is evenly distributed and work the meat just a little bit so it's not too crumbly, but definitely don't wanna overwork it. And then we're gonna form these into some 1/4 pound meatballs.
Can you overwork it if you're making burger patties?
Something like that.
You want to
And you can make
squish it
these
up?
patties as big or as small as you like, but I think a 1/4 pound is a good size because we are gonna be putting ham on this after all, so I definitely don't wanna make it too big. And I love a little 1/4 pounder. But now we repeat until we've got Meatball Mountain. Beautiful. And now we're gonna get these pressed out into some patties. So patty wax goes down, meatball right on top, another piece of patty wax, and we press. For a beautiful looking pork burger.
Ooh, that is
And just like
beautiful.
that, all pressed out, looking absolutely beautiful. So now I'm gonna park these in the fridge until we need them. Next up, let's go ahead and knock out some Cuban bread burger buns.
Of course, Bradley is making his own bread. I know I said this last time, guys, but Bradley seems like a very proficient baker. So I know he's more known for like the meat and the barbecue and stuff, but all of his bakes, they come out looking absolutely perfect. Of course,
Starting
he's
with
making
some
his
warm
own
water,
bread.
our sugar, and our yeast. And give that a quick little mix. And then in with our bread flour. And let that come together.
Cuban bread. What?
And once that's come together, in we go
Something
with some
about it.
lard,
Oh,
as well as our
okay.
kosher salt. And now we're gonna need this for about 6 minutes.
So the lard's gonna make it nice and
And
light
once you've got
and
a nice
fluffy.
smooth dough ball, into a grease bowl we go. I'm gonna cover this up and let this rise for the next hour to 90 minutes. And once our dough has doubled in size, out it comes. Boop.
Just a quick note here. So when Bradley says this is going to double in size, I imagine, given what the weather looks like here, that probably takes about half an hour. Over here in the grey, drizzly, cooler UK, this takes about 2 hours for the majority of the year, unless it is particularly warm. Yeah, proofing, it takes a while.
Looking absolutely beautiful. And now I'm gonna portion this into some 95-gram dough balls. And then we're gonna grab a dough ball and form all the seams to the bottom, pinching everything shut, and then give it the old table roll for a nice smooth topped ball. Like,
Do you know, I've started using his little tabletop roll. Was it his mum that taught him that? Do I remember her saying that in one of the videos? I thought it was absolutely precious. It was adorable. And I've tried imitating it. It's a very handy tip. You do it. You get rid of the little seams in the bread, pinch it, you do the little tabletop roll, roll. It's very helpful. It's handy.
that. And once all balled up, I've got these on a sheet tray with a little bit of cornmeal down there to add some
Polenta?
texture to the bottom. Now I'm going to cover these up and let these rise for another 45 minutes or so, or until they're doubled in size again. And now that these are looking nice and poofy, I'm going to pop them into a 350-degree oven for probably about 15-20 minutes. Just like this, no egg wash for these. I want these to come out a little bit on the blonder side. So just going in raw dog. And just like that, fresh out of...
Just go in there.
of the oven. These are looking absolutely beautiful, smelling fantastic. Got that nice blonde, pale look to them. So I'm gonna go ahead and park these on a wire rack and let these cool down for a little bit. But they do smell incredible. Next up, let's go ahead and knock out some pickles for these burgers. Start them going into this jar with some fresh dill, a few cloves of garlic, some yellow mustard seeds and black peppercorns, and a whole bunch of some thinly sliced up cucumber. And for our brine, I've got 1 cup of water and 3 cups of white vinegar, followed by some kosher salt and some sugar. And we're gonna bring that up to a boil. And once up to a boil and all the salt and sugar have dissolved over the cucumbers we go. And we're not gonna spill a single drop. Oh, yep, immediately. Oh, it's everywhere. Every time. Give that a little shake and let this cool down and our quick pickles are done. And one last thing we gotta knock out before we cook up some burgers is the sauce. And traditionally on a Cubano, it's just straight yellow mustard. But the main difference between this burger and a traditional Cubano is that we're using a pork burger instead of the mojo marinated pork, which is essentially roasted pork that's been marinated with citrus and garlic and other spices. So I think in order to bring some of those flavors back into this burger, I'm just gonna doctor up my mustard a little bit.
Could you do like a mojo sauce, like some kind of orangey, zesty, citrusy kind of, maybe barbecue like sauce to compensate, because you're going to be losing that flavor, aren't you, from the pork?
Starting with about a cup of some standard yellow mustard, followed by half a teaspoon of some cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, the zest of 1 lime, the zest of 1 orange, and we'll also grate in some fresh garlic as well. And just get that all mixed up. And just like that, our mojo mustard is done. And with all the prep done, I think it's finally time to knock out some Cubano burgers, starting with our lovely bun. And I've made these buns a few times in the past, and I gotta say, I absolutely love them. And I know they're not the most appealing looking bun because they're so pale, you know, they're not that nice, glossy, shiny look to them, but they
just look like a bap over here. Would say that's a bap.
They're absolutely fantastic. Super fluffy, super tasty, very few ingredients, and it's probably the most forgiving dough recipe on the channel. So highly recommend making some of these, especially if you're new to baking. But now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half to reveal a beautiful cross section. Now I'm gonna go ahead and toast these off. Got the old chud press here fired up, and I'm gonna give these a quick little dry toast, meaning no butter or oil or anything like that, just to give them a little more structure on the inside so they don't sog out with the sauce and all the juicy meat. Nothing too crazy, just a light toast like that. Should work out perfectly. And then with our chud press ripping hot, we're gonna go ahead and take some of our pork patties, peel the paper off one side, and go ahead and get these smashed down. Let them cook on that side for just a second. Go ahead and peel off this second layer of paper. And go down some seasoning. I'm going on with some Chud's Barbecue Bold. Love this stuff. Great on burgers and pretty much everything. I've also got some ham. Picked this up at the store. Gonna throw this down, get a light little toast on that going as well. Just some standard thinly sliced up ham. Not trying to get it too crispy or anything. Just kind of warm it up, fry it up a little bit, and then go ahead and give these burgers a flip. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful crust on that. So pretty. And then we're gonna take some of our ham and go right on top of these bad boys. 1 or 2 slices per ought to be enough. I'm also thinking I smashed these down a little too hard because they're looking like they're gonna be a lot bigger than the buns, which may not be an issue. And then on top,
it's never a bad thing.
top with our cheese.
But it's the opposite.
And traditionally, I'm an American cheese on the burger kind of guy, but this is a Cubano, so I wanted to go with Swiss. But then I was at HEB earlier, and they now sell a Swiss processed cheese.
Oh, I was just about to say, what kind of cheese would you traditionally put on a Cubano? A Cubano.
How convenient is that? It's like it was built for this burger.
Ooh.
Gotta love that. And now to build, we've got our lovely bun, previously toasted. And we'll go down with some of our mojo mustard that we just made. Both sides, folks. And if you're a mustard lover, this is the burger for you. And then down with our lovely burger, cheese, and ham. Whew, what a fit. And then on the top bun here, some of our lovely pickles. As many or as few as you see fit. And then.
But how long do they take to pickle? They're not pickled instantly, are they? How long would you have to leave them for in the brine?
And we top it all off. And there it is, folks. The Cubano burger that looks oddly like a McMuffin. Burger number 2 is going to be a bit bigger. Liking this mustard, though. Chunky mustard. Smells nice and citrusy.
I'd like that
Beautiful.
mustard, I
And you
think.
could be totally done at this stage. I'm sure this would be a fantastic burger as is, but
Gotta be
if I'm going to
toasty.
be calling this the Cubano burger, you know we got to press the entire thing. So let's throw it back on the chud press. Starting out by melting down some butter. Don't be shy. And then
Ooh,
we'll take our beautiful burger and
I like butter, and that is a good amount of butter.
throw it down and go ahead and give it a smash. I'm not trying to kill the thing, just flatten it out and toast the bread a little bit. That is looking like a flattened burger. Squeezing my pickles out.
Oh no!
There we go. Now it's a weird monstrosity. Looking nice and toasty, nice and melty, so off it comes. Well, to be completely honest with you folks, this is not looking as cool as I thought it would. You know, I was hoping for a nice clean presentation like a Cuban sandwich where it's pressed down and nicely toasted, but just in burger form. But this looks like a burger that got thrown out of a truck and run over a few times, which is kind of a shame. But let's go ahead and get a cross-section on it, shall we? Yeah, that doesn't look much better. Maybe a thicker patty was
that
the
looks
move
meat.
after all. Because that's not looking like much meat. But either way, when you're looking at them, you know, this one may not be as pretty, but it's definitely going to taste better with that extra toast and extra time on the flat top. So I think we've got to cook this one off too. Gonna go for a lighter smash this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's definitely looking a little bit
Yeah,
better.
that's
Just don't
it.
smash the hell out of it. Heard?
Heard.
Yeah, that looks pretty tasty. Let's see how it came out. You know, I tend to get a lot of guff on the internet whenever I make a smash burger that's not lacy edged or a meatball going directly onto a griddle, but
Wow.
these are some pork patties that were smashed directly into a griddle, and then I went ahead and smashed the entire burger. So if this isn't a smash burger, I don't know what is, right?
Haters are gonna hate, Bradley. You just ignore them.
But let's see how it came out. Woo!
Oh.
That is absolutely fantastic.
It looks amazing.
Oh, that Swiss American. Definitely keeping some of that around. It's crazy. The first thing I tasted was just straight citrus. That zest in the mustard is doing a lot of heavy lifting. But then you get that beautiful pork burger, smash burger in there with all that Maillard and that crispy pork fat that tastes like bacon almost. Little sourness from the pickle. That bread just turned into nothing. It looks like a pancake almost. Ham bringing some smokiness. That is absolutely fantastic. And it's so easy to eat. And it tastes remarkably like a Cubano. Well, honestly, this is gonna sound really dumb, but it tastes like a perfect combination between a Cubano and a smash burger because
That's interesting. That was going to be my next question. What do you reckon, guys? Is this a culinary atrocity? Is it an insult to Cubanos? Because it looks delicious. I would be all over this if it was on a menu, going for lunch somewhere. This would be my dish. I would be so excited to try this. What do you reckon though? Do you think there's a whole nation crying because Bradley's turned their dish into this? What do you think?
that's exactly what it is. So good. That bread is perfect too. So crispy, so flat. And you know, if you don't like a bread heavy burger, this is the burger for you. So glad they had Swiss American because it's got that goo factor, but all the Swiss flavor.
Yes,
I'll tell you what
yes.
though, if you do make this for yourself, do about half the amount of zest in the mustard that I did because it's really nice having the citrus notes in there. Makes it more complex, brings a brightness to the party, but it's a bit overpowering. So maybe like half a lime zest and half an orange zest. So
Do you know what? There's me at the time going, no, I want more orange in it. Okay, so less zest is more.
it doesn't overpower the mustard flavor, but either way, it's still fantastic. That is crazy good though. And if you haven't
Bradley
seen my
can't
other
put it
pork
down.
burger video, be sure to check it out because I was just reminded of it because a pork burger eats just like a beef burger, obviously, but it's just a lot less heavy, you know? Like I could
Yeah.
probably eat way more of these than I could actual smash burgers. That is really good. You know, this may not be the burger I want to eat every single day, but there are many times where I've got a big hankering for a Cubano sandwich, and making a smash burger is a hell of a lot quicker than smoking a whole pork butt. So certainly keeping this one in the rotation. It's really good. There's what's not to like about that, folks. All in all, folks, not the most traditional burger in the world, but super tasty all the same. But with this very last mustard-free bite of pork burger, I think it's time for the official taste test. Woo! Ow! All right, Captain, I don't want to be on camera. What do you think
I was
about the
always
pork
bound to
burger
happen.
Cubano situation?
It's really good. It's bright.
It's definitely got some zip to her.
Oh,
She says bright as well. Interesting. They both said Right.
I love the pickle. Now, when I saw these buns, they looked like they weren't baked.
Yeah, they're super pale.
So I was like, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I forgot that they get pressed.
Yeah, after the toast, they look like normal buns again.
But it's like everything's very staying in there.
Yeah, it's honestly reminded me a lot of the Crunch Wrap.
I was gonna say that, but I wasn't sure if that was rude.
No, I'm a big fan though. You should try one of those buns by themselves because I said it 1,000 times. They don't look great, but they taste super good. They're real fluffy, simple.
They look
Where does
like
it
they
live in the
taste good.
world between burger and Cubano?
It's definitely some sort of hybrid.
I know.
Because it's the same shape, but flat, and the meat is ground. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's true middle.
Well, that's how you do a, what do you call it? A fusion. Everyone hates that word in the food world.
Yeah.
All right, y'all,
You
and
can
that's
do
gonna teach us
anything.
how to make some absolutely fantastic Cubano Smashburgers. I highly recommend giving this one a try. You know, if you're a big fan of burgers,
might.
which I mean, who isn't? This is a really cool one to have in your arsenal. And if you love a Cubano, this is a great way to get all those flavors in a slightly different form factor. And also, if you're one of those people that watches my videos that thinks one day I'm gonna go through all the effort to make everything from scratch, this is a great recipe to start with because the bread is super easy, very forgiving. Pickles come together in like 20 minutes. Easy sauce, and you can just buy some ground pork at the grocery store and have this whole thing knocked out pretty quickly. And most certainly something I'm gonna be keeping around and probably gonna have again tomorrow for lunch. But all that being said, if you enjoyed
Is
this
that
video,
good?
let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chud's Barbecue. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Team Chud members. Thank you for supporting this channel and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that one. Okay, so whenever again, I don't think my recreation was too authentic, so do forgive me. So you normally have pork butt, which is what we would have over here is pork shoulder, pulled pork. I like having, because I'm a greedy guts, as we've established, I like having two textures of meat going on in there. So I have done it in the past where I've had pulled pork, but I've just had a thinly sliced, basically a pork chop, or pork loin, you know, like a slice of that, just inserted in there between the cheese, just underneath the pulled pork. And I like having the combination of the two different meat textures. So could you do that with this burger? Or I know, maybe it's a bit much, but I am a greedy guts. Could you have pulled pork on top as well? Or is it a bit overkill? Do you think? A bit heavy? I definitely want to try this though. I like the idea of incorporating all that zest into the mustard. Fabulous. Can't wait to try this. This might go on the dinner rota for next week. So thank you, Jeff, for requesting this video. Another awesome recipe there from Bradley. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.